The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
And I'll go ahead and get some screen showing going here. Not a lot of excitement on that screen, really. I should have had like a better intro slide or something, don't you think? Jeez. How's everybody doing? To give a little bit of a background here, I've known Jason for, gosh, some years now. Like I mentioned in my intro video, hopefully all of you got to see that. That was kind of fun. And the thing is that Jason is just one of the smartest guys I know on a whole bunch of topics, and I think that's why we get along so well, hopefully. He is a go-to guy for strategy, tactics, and real-world stuff, and it's just, you know, there are certain people out there that when you follow them and you see what they put out and you see how impactful it can be, it's super exciting to be able to grab a hold of those folks when you can and get them to kind of crack the nuts, spill their guts. And we're going to slap them around a little bit tonight. Hopefully, Jason, be sure and feel free to make it interactive. Every time we get together, we kind of have some good discussion and all of that good stuff. And I've got right at the top of the hour, so let me see here. Maybe I'll just, are you ready for the screen?
I am more than ready for the screen, Ron.
You are. You were born for the screen, weren't you?
In the womb, I was ready for it.
It is disturbing on several levels, but
so you should see just the slide, is that correct? The complete cutting edge?
We are good for go. We are Roger. So cool. I'm going to turn it over to you, Jason, because I'm excited to hear about what's going on. And we have Zane Miller and Wilson Mattos here, too. So put your questions in, hang out, and learn a bunch of stuff. Thanks, Jason.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lon, and thank you as well for being here. You as in you watching right now. You should see on your screen the complete cutting-edge slam-dunk profit plan for Google+, even if you don't want to sell and even if you hate socializing, okay? So let's begin. Venture capitalists, they like to use this term called user penetration, and they use it to evaluate a web property. So most of these guys, because they're going to put millions of dollars into a business that usually does not give them any money in return for many, many years. Since these guys already make a lot of money, and gals, they don't want to play unless they can play big. So in most markets, they want to see of this market, whatever this market might be defined as, of certain users in this market, we want a certain share of them. And we're talking big numbers here. So did you know Facebook has a internet marketing user penetration of 70%? What that means is if you got an internet account, there's a 70% chance you also got a Facebook account. That is insane to consider that almost everybody on the internet, over half the people on the internet, are on Facebook, or at least have a Facebook account, right? Compare that to Google+, which is what we're going to focus on today. Only, quote-unquote, 5 out of 10 Google+ accounts of internet users. So 50% of all internet users have a Google+ account. So it's not as big as Facebook, but it's bigger than almost any other website. Not just social media, mind you, but website out there, as far as the reach, or the potential reach, at least. Okay? To put it another way, if you took the user penetration of Twitter and you combine that with Pinterest, that's about what you're going to get in Google+ in terms of users. But not all users are created equal, right? The biggest complaint that I hear with Google+ is that there's not that many active users. And technically, the last data that I had available to me, the end of 2013, only 1 out of 5 users are quote-unquote active, however that's defined. What I do know, and what you should know, is this: 60% of all Google+ users log in every single day, and 80% log in at least once a week. So active means what? Active means making noise. That means sharing cute pictures of their children and puppies and kittens. That means arguing about the State of the Union address that President Obama gave last night and other political and religious stuff, you know, and just jibber-jabbing. That's what active means to me, okay? It means making noise. So if these people are there, if they're logging in, but they're not active, that means less noise, and less noise is what? That means if you make the noise, you will be heard louder, and you will be heard for longer distances. You will ring out for longer periods of time, right? So I actually like websites where there's a whole bunch of people on them, and they're kind of looking at things, maybe clicking on links, but that's about all that they're doing. To me, that's exciting from a marketing standpoint because that means I can break through the noise and start making gains. Now, check this out. Facebook last month had 809.8 million visits. Do you know what Google Plus had? I'm going to let you guess. Was it 400 million, 600 million, 800 million, 1 billion, or 1.2 billion visits in the last month? Okay, go ahead and type into the questions box what you suppose the answer is to that question. And I'm seeing already a lot of answers all across the board. Would you believe the answer is 1.2 billion? 400 million more visits last month on Google Plus than on Facebook. However, we do have to take that with a grain of salt. Do you know why? These stats count Gmail users, okay, and they also count YouTube users. Is that fair? Maybe it's fair, maybe it's not fair, but here's what I do know. I like the fact that if I'm going to play in a social media playground, I'm not just confined to that playground. Facebook has Facebook and that's it. Yeah, it's true they also own Instagram, but those two don't interface very well with each other. You start to think, gee, if I can reach Google Plus people and simultaneously also reach Gmail users and simultaneously reach YouTube users, same amount of effort, 3 times the reach. Is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? Now, regardless of whether we're talking Facebook or Google Plus, do you know what is the #1 thing people do on either social network? The answer is uploading and sharing photos, not liking and not +1ing stuff. Photos. To what degree? Well, users are 2 times more likely to upload or share a photo than to +1 something or like something. This has startling implications, which I'll break down later so we can use it to our benefit from a marketing standpoint. There's some other misconceptions about Google+. It's a so-called ghost town. Well, we've handled that one already. What about this one? Google+ is only for geeks, engineers, and early adopters. It's true that that's the biggest segment of users on Google+. But if you add those all up together, geeks, engineers, and early adopters is about 1% of the total user base. 1% of the total user base of Google+. And since 1 out of every 2 users is on Google+, any niche that can be made to work can pretty much be made to work on Google+. And the biggest misconception that really robs a lot of people is Google+ is slightly different than Facebook, and since Facebook is what all the cool kids are using, why would I want to mess around with Google+, right? A lot of people erroneously come to that conclusion. Let's actually compare a little bit, Facebook versus Google+. Sharing and interaction is vastly different on how you do it on Facebook versus how you do it on Google+. There's a lot of benefits on how you do it to Google+ that I as a marketer prefer as opposed to what Facebook offers. Google+ has video and group chatting as well as better collaboration options and opportunities. And clearly, you know, this is a collaboration today. Lon and I are collaborating on this webinar. He has the audience. I have the content. We marry together and something great happens out of that. Well, you can actually do this if you know how, and it's built in to Google+. Filtering, finding, and searching is more powerful in Google+. It is a search engine after all, right? It's made by Google. And there's a huge important distinction which trumps everything I've mentioned thus far that makes Google Plus my #1 secret weapon in 2014, even above Facebook. And Facebook, by the way, don't get me wrong, has made me a lot of money. I'm more excited and I'm more focused and more interested in Google Plus. You'll find out why here in a little bit. The biggest objection of all, which I would love to solve for you today, is this: time. You say, here's the deal, Jason. I already don't have a time to do all that stuff on Facebook that people are telling me to do. They're telling me to make T-shirts over there and sell them and do all this crazy stuff, right? And do these like campaigns and gun niches and dog niches and stuff like this. I don't have time to do that. Now on top of that, you're telling me I need to learn this newfangled other thing called Google Plus? All right? I want you to remember this. We're not going to use Google Plus because we love Google and we think they're such a great corporation, whatever, right? We don't want to do this because we just love socializing and getting in those arguments with our friends and family, right? And we're not doing this to engage in popularity contest either. Why are we using this? Well, I hope the answer is this. We use Google Plus to make money. You might say, well, Jason, I'm different. I have a passion. I want to change the world. I got a fantastic message to inspire people and all that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not my #1 agenda. I'm flat out be straight with you here. I want to make money. Specifically, this is what I want to do. I don't care what the platform is. Google+, Facebook, LinkedIn, don't care. This is what I care about. Making the most amount of money with the least amount of effort in the shortest amount of time. It does not matter to me whether it's a Google+, whether it's a Facebook, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Pinterest, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Snapchat, right? Don't care. If I believe I can make a lot of money using it with just a little amount of effort, and I could find out very quickly in a short amount of time, I'm willing to at least try it and take a look. Would you be open to something like that, specifically if you could do it in just a few minutes a day? Well, you're on this webinar right now. I'm going to break down for you a lot of cool stuff that hopefully can accomplish that for you. Specifically, what we're going to talk about, the 3-step formula for profit success on Google+, what niches are gold mines on Google+, and which ones just flat out don't work, how to build 100+ targeted followers every 48 hours with a click or two of a button. In addition, how to find other people's past events and use that data to populate your own events. Zane and I were just discussing a diabolical strategy related to this today. I'm going to break that down for you. The 3 best ways to make money with Google+, why you will be creating almost 0 of your own unique content for Google+, which is really cool. All that and a ton more. We're going to try to cram this in to about 45 minutes, maybe an hour of content if we're lucky, right? So that's what we're going to cover. So who's going to cover it? Well, that's me. Meet your tour guide. My name is Jason Fladlien, and I have to confess to you, I am a profit-aholic. In my spare time, which I don't have much of these days, it seems, I am the CEO of Rapid Crush Inc., which has done over $9 million in the last 3 years. If that sounds almost unbelievable to your ears, it sounds almost unbelievable to me saying it out loud to you. But yet, there it is, and yet it's 100% true, and I'm absolutely blessed. And, of course, I can't take all the credit. Wilson Matos and Zane Miller and my wonderful staff at Rapid Crush Inc., they all deserve their share of credit. But I've accomplished a lot in a little bit of time, considering just 7 years ago I was painting houses for $12 an hour. Now, I bring this up to you for a very important reason, okay? The reason I've been so successful so quickly and accumulated over 30,000 plus awesome paying customers is because I focus on being on the cutting edge. I focus on observing the latest trends and then innovating and building systems around those trends and flat out getting results first with myself and then breaking it down and making it simple and sharing it with others for a small fee, right? So with Google+, we've done this. We've cracked this open in ways no other internet marketer has even thought about. I'll just give you a little taste of that now. I have 430 members in a private Google+ community who have all invested $999.95 to be part of that community. And most important is, unlike most internet marketers, I actually do get to play a role of a true CEO. I don't do a lot of the day-to-day stuff anymore, to be straight with you here. I have a lot of people at Team Rapid Crush who I can assign what I refer to as total immersion projects to. Here's what I mostly do. I notice opportunities, I conceptualize plans, and I send the most talented people I know of that are available to me to aid me as we rip this thing apart, as we try different stuff, as we prove different concepts, as we get certain results, and when it's done, we build a system out of it. And presto, that's exactly what we've done with Google+ today, and I'm going to share with you some of the most important findings. Google+ success, if you want to break it down, it's actually pretty simple. It comes down to 3 things. The first thing, targeting the right audience. The second thing, acquiring a vast reach within that audience. And finally, making offers to the audience that you reach. So let's start with the first thing. Let's target that audience. Now, not all audiences are created equal. The best audiences to go after on Google+, if you want to make serious coin, have the following criteria. First one, they're easy to reach with little effort. You might say to me, well, Jason, I got this wonderful, amazing product that one-legged midgets from, Sheboygan, Wisconsin, little people from Sheboygan, Wisconsin. If they see this product, they're going to buy it every single time. I say, that's fantastic, that's great. We ain't going to be able to reach them very easily, so let's skip that. Instead, I want already assembled pockets of people that I can present things to that result in profits, right? And not just any profits. We want to go after audiences that are large enough to make 6 figures from. It's interesting from a marketing perspective. Sometimes you can do the same amount of effort, but simply being in one niche versus another niche can be the difference between making $5 or making 5 figures from that niche. So if we're going to do this, we should do it big. It doesn't take much more effort to do it big than to do it small. So we want to go after audiences where even if we touch only a small percentage of those audiences, we can still pull in 6 figures from them, right? Here's my favorite thing. Highly motivated to spend money to solve a pressing problem. If we go after this and we do it correctly, you don't have to be super duper awesome salespeople to make money on Google+. If the audience you're reaching is already highly motivated to solve their problem, and it's a problem that they have no problem spending money from to solve, then we're cooking, right? Finally, no issue revealing their problem in public. While it's true that the erectile dysfunction niche has made a lot of people a lot of money, that ain't something we can really do anything with on Google+, because people don't want to talk about that stuff on a social networking site. Okay, so if they ain't talking about it already, we're not going to try to sell them something that they're not talking about already on Google+. Now here's the marketing sin that we all first make when we start marketing, period. We get into marketing, we finally discover one day that marketing is the solution to actually being successful, whether online, offline, inline, or out of line, doesn't matter, right? But what is the most common mistake that people make before they truly understand marketing? Do you know what it is? I will tell you. It's coming up with a solution first and then trying to find people who would be perfect for that solution. We want to do the opposite. It's infinitely easier to do the opposite. What's wrong with the approach of creating the solution first, then trying to find people who would be perfect for a solution? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? You don't know if you can find those people. You don't know if even if you find them, if they will buy the thing. Since we want to do it the reverse way, we want to see people who are practically begging for you to come along with a specific solution that you can follow to the T and just present in front of them. Okay? If they're dying of thirst, and all you have to do is show them a bottle of water, that's what I'm interested in. That's what we want to go after. And so when people discount Google+, they don't really understand this concept. And this is what makes me most excited about Google+. Unlike any other network I've ever seen that's out there, we already have a group of people that I can more easily reach for free that have a huge problem that I can easily solve and make a lot of money from. So here's what we do. We find an audience that's already been assembled, who can already be reached with minimum effort, who we know in advance it would be easy to help in such a way that we can make money and also provide immense value. In other words, I have no interest in marketing buckwheat pillows, okay? Not interested. Don't care one way or another. I'm certainly not passionate about buckwheat pillows. However, if someone came to me and gave me $100,000 for just a few hours a month to help them market buckwheat pillows, would I accept? Would you? Right? All of a sudden I become very interested in buckwheat pillows, right? So here's all I need you to do, okay? Don't kick out any niche. If I can show you a process where you can spit out these niches, where we can easily go after these people, easily present solutions, either our own or affiliate offers where we make a cut of the sale, right? Just because it's a niche that you may not be passionate about, don't stop there, because you will cheat yourself out of a whole bunch of money. And here's what I know. Once you have a lot of money, then you can do a lot more stuff about what you are passionate about. And finally, I'm very passionate about making money. So we have to get over this notion that, no, I want to do things this way. No, I already have this ultimate vision in my head. And do it the other way. We find these groups of people, we look at them, we say, wow, this would be easy to make money in, and then we go and we do it. Google Plus actually has a shortcut to finding these audiences who are easy to approach and monetize in a way that no other web property in the world has. Let me give you a quick example to prove the point. How easy is it to filter what you share on Facebook or Twitter? So at the end of last year, I'm having this awesome business discourse with some of my best clients, and we're talking about how we moved from HostGator to a different hosting account and the pros and cons and all that good stuff. And smack dab in the middle of this conversation, this guy pops in. HostGator, he says. Mike Fladlien, this is my dad, right? So how can I separate conversations and only point them to audiences on Facebook and share only certain stuff with certain people who I'm friends with or connected with or what have you? I can't. Not very easily. Not out of the gate. Google Plus is made specifically to filter what you share and who you share it with. You do this with something that we call circles, okay, or that Google Plus calls circles. So when you go to Google Plus, when you go to the home page and you're logged in, on your home stream is what they refer to it as, you can post an update. You can share what's new, right? And so you could type into this box whatever message you want, and here's what's really cool. You could share with circles. So what are circles? Circles are groups of people that you have put into one common association, right? So I might have a circle like Rapid Crush Inc. That's my company. So I have all my employees that work for me at Rapid Crush Inc. in that circle. Publishees. So Zane Miller is a publishee. He publishes. He's an awesome guy. He's got a great system, and he publishes in my company, and I just have the marketing rights to his stuff. He creates it. I sell it. We both make a whole bunch of money. So I have a lot of other publishees that I work with as well, and I could target and send messages specifically just to that circle. Or I can combine circles. I can send messages just to my affiliates. I can send messages just to people who I know are interested in WordPress and share with them WordPress stuff, right? And I can merge these circles together and send them out to multiple circles or single circles, all that good stuff, right? But it doesn't stop there. I can also send messages to individuals as well as circles. So Wilson Matos, who is my business partner, co-founder of Rapid Crush Inc., he's the COO of our company here. I can send a message directly to him in addition to my circles. Or just him, if I wanted to. And then I can send a message that will simultaneously go to my circles, go to whatever individuals I want to go after, and email addresses. So look at that email address, host317@hotmail.com. That's my 17-year-old email address. First email address I ever had. I can send a message to that email address directly while I'm still sharing stuff in my circles on Google+. Pretty cool, right? So simultaneously I can share to circles, individual people, or even emails and specifically pick who or what circle gets whatever I want to send. So already that's kind of intriguing, right? But it gets better. Did you know that you can publicly share circles that you've made? So if I wanted to, I could take my WordPress circle of all the people that I've identified who are very interested and passionate about WordPress on Google+, I could share them with you. Say, hey, guess what? I found 672 people who love WordPress stuff. Here they are. What would we sell to them? We'd sell them WordPress themes and plugins and things of that nature, right? I could do that. Did you know there are tons of people, hundreds of thousands of circles, that have already been publicly shared? For example, let's say you're into the Kindle publishing. Let's say you're into self-publishing. You either sell something or you like to promote stuff in there as an affiliate and make a cut, money, right? Or maybe you're just interested and you would love to look at this for research purposes and informational purposes, right? Well, here's a circle that Eleanor Pryor, she is a customer of ours in our Google Plus training, Plus method. She goes, I'm sharing the circle for people who love Kindle or in the self-publishing niche. Also, to invite people to our community, so she double dips. In this case, she also does an advanced technique with communities, which I'll talk about in a little bit here. But I want you to look at the circle. Right there's 139 people in that circle who are curated and identified as people interested in Kindle or self-publishing. By the way, notice who's at the top. Eleanor. You can put yourself into your own circle that you share. But get this. If I wanted to add 139 people who have been selected as people interested in Kindle or self-publishing, all I need to do is click that button, Add People. And then one other thing I have to do. I can either add them to an existing circle that I've already created, or I can create a new circle on the fly and name it right there and save it. Boom. That's it. So are you telling me with one, or actually two clicks of a button, we can add 139 people that have been very much specifically picked out as people interested in this? Yes, you can. The real question is this. Why would you want to do this? Well, here's what's interesting. Since Google Plus is a ghost town in the sense that there's not a lot of daily activity going on, guess what happens when you circle people? Most of them circle you back. Remember those AOL days?
You've got mail.
Right? Email used to be such a novel concept that people were set up an audio alert every time they got a new email message. Remember those days? Maybe you were there, maybe you weren't, right? That's how exciting it used to be. Can you imagine now if we still did that? You've got mail. Every single time an email would pop off, you would hear that 500 damn times a day. Now you don't care anymore. But it's interesting, on Google Plus, a lot of people, because there's not all this activity that's going on, when somebody circles them, they just circle them back because it's like, oh my God, somebody circled me on Google Plus. And here's where it gets cool, real cool. Extended circles. You say, well, Jason, what are you talking about? Well, here's what's cool. When I go to share what's new on my Google Plus home screen, and I pick my circles, my people, my emails, whatever, I also have the ability to select this thing that you see, extended circles. Click that, select that, and you say, Jason, what's that? Well, here is what it is according to Google itself. Google says in their help document, when you share something, you might notice an option to share with your extended circles. Your extended circles include people in your circle's circles. Content shared with your extended circles will be visible on your post tabs to people who have access. So if we circle enough people, we get that going on, right? And then we start sharing stuff via extended circles, we can reach our circle's circle of people. So if you are only connected to 200 or 300 or 400 people, you could potentially reach 15,000 people or more just by using extended circles. So I gave you the technique to jump start. So what's the plan? The plan is this. Find and add a few shared circles every day. They can all be in the same niche or they can be in different niches. It doesn't matter because we can filter and send different messages to different people just like that. A snap, right? And if you just do this, I call this do this while you're drinking a cup of coffee in the morning and waking up. Boom, boom, boom. You could do this in less time than it would take to make that pot of coffee. You could easily add 100 or more new followers every 48 hours. And you say, Jason, that's awesome, but if it only takes a minute or two, maybe 3 to do this, why don't we go crazy with it? I like your way of thinking, all right? Here's why we don't go crazy with it. We can go crazy with it, but here's the exception. We don't do it all under one profile because you have a limit. Just like in Facebook, how you can have 5,000 friends, in Google Plus, you can only have 5,000 people circled total. You say, oh, man, that's a bummer, isn't it? Well, hold on. That's not the whole story. 500 or 5,000 people circled for your profile. But you can also create Google Plus pages, which take a couple minutes to set up. And they're free. And each Google Plus page can have 5,000 people that are circled. So it's limitless, really. And honestly, if you're going after multiple niches, doesn't it make sense to have different pages? Could you or could you not create a page that has a stock photo of a man or a woman, that has the name of a man or a woman as a pen name, right? And be in business and target a certain market just with that page and circle 5,000 people in a few days? You betcha you can, okay? I don't recommend you start that way, though. I don't want you to go out there and create 55 pages overnight. Don't be irresponsible. Start off slow. If this thing doesn't get you results doing the bare minimum, then I don't want you to spend any more time. And by the way, I'm not confident that doing the bare minimum with Google Plus will get you the right results very quickly. And then once you see the results, then you scale up. Then you can go crazier with it. So that's great, right? We get these people. We easily get a couple hundred people following us just with maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes of effort a day. What if we want to try to really go big right away? Okay? Well, what you want to do is get into a shared circle and have that go viral. Because now all these other people are sharing these circles, and you're part of it. And now people are automatically following you. So while you can only follow 5,000 people, how many people can follow you? The answer? Unlimited. Okay? Where else is something like this possible? Shared circles and audiences that we don't have to pay to be in front of. With one click, we can start the process. Now here's another strategy. Remember, this is very important. Remember, our goal is to find already assembled crowds of people that we can easily reach. Now, shared circles is absolutely one way to do that. Another way to do that is with something called communities. So I want you to take a look at this. Here's a community with 154,734 members. Fitness and weight loss is the name of the community, and it's in the fitness and weight loss niche, right? Now, it's funny because if you read that tagline, it says sharing ways to get fit, lose fat, and live happy, spam-free. So we can't spam it, nor would I ever recommend you do that, right? But if there was a legitimate way that you could somehow get some exposure in this community, don't you think you could make some money with it, right? I bet you, even if it wasn't perfect, even if it wasn't even like a decent marketing strategy, if it was even below average, I think if we could get exposed to 1/8 of a million people, I'm sure we could make some money with it, right? So how do we do that? Well, here's one of many ways that we know of doing this. Here's what you do. You look at the moderators of any community like this. All you have to do is click on that number, 154,734 in this case. You click on it, and then you'll see a list of every single one of those 154,000 plus members. And then there'll be a little drop down at the top on this page, and you can filter that to only show moderators and owners. So in this case, there are 3 moderators to this Google Plus community, and there's 1 owner. So you start clicking on these people, and you're saying, what kind of reach do these people have? So if we click on the owner, Justin Meyer, down there in the bottom left-hand corner, guess what we find out? The owner of this circle has 29,878 people following him. Wow. So what happens when Justin posts something on Google Plus? Well, here's what happens. A lot of the 29,878 people who have them in their circle see that post. A lot of them see that post. Now, how could we get him to post something that would benefit us? That's immediately what I start to think, right? Well, here's the easiest way possible, Google Plus Hangouts. Now, this is where it's interesting. Everybody is doing Google Plus Hangouts wrong. Isn't it kind of ironic that I'm on a webinar today, on GoToWebinar, teaching you about Google+. Why am I not on Google+ itself doing a Google+ Hangout and teaching you this? Okay? The answer is because unless you're advanced, unless you have the team in place to make that happen, it's very hard to do that with a live event. It's a pain in the butt. Straight up. That's what it is, right? And for most people, it's not a valid way of using the platform to make money. Because doing live events and live presentations where a ton of stuff can go wrong and you got to be on the spot and create a presentation just like this, that's really advanced technique for making money. Okay, now you can make a lot of money with it, but it's really advanced. It's out of the range of most people right now. And anyway, Google Plus Hangouts are not meant or built to do those live events and live presentations and stuff like that. Okay? What is it made to do? Well, I'll tell you what the best way to use it to make money, a Google Plus Hangout. We want to do a public Google Plus Hangout with people who have been circled by a ton of people, and we want those people to host the Hangout. So we want Justin to be the one that's hosting the Hangout. Okay? Specifically, we want Hangouts on air. That's specifically what we want to have happen. Here's why. So the last quarter of the year, 2013, I was part of this really cool event. It was called the Superhero Summit. It was like 10 speakers in 10 days. I know Lon was there hanging out. I saw him in the chat box a couple days at some of these events, right? And so there was a lot of hype around this. And so Superhero Summits is a Google Plus page. And Superhero Summits shared publicly this little interview that Marisa Murgatroyd did with me to get ready for this event. Now notice that the only piece of content besides this video is something that says hashtag Hangouts on air. And keep in mind, this is a post shared publicly with every single person who has +1 or is circled, in this case, +1 this page, or if it was a profile, who had circled this profile, right? So this post is shared publicly. How did it get posted? Did Marisa log in to Google Plus and say, oh crap, I'm doing this Hangout right now. I better post it so everybody knows about it, and I better hashtag Hangouts on air on it, right? And let all of my followers on Google Plus know this. Nope. How did this get posted? The answer is automatically. Anytime somebody does a live Hangout on air and they're hosting it, it will be posted on Google Plus somewhere. So if you get somebody like a guy with 29,000 people following and you get them to do the Hangouts, it will be posted. Okay? So what's the easiest way to do that? You interview someone else. If you interview someone else and they host it, you automatically get shared to their audience. By the way, don't get freaked out about the interview thing. The first time I ever came in contact with Zane Miller, he approached one day. He posted this on Facebook, which I find kind of funny, right? On Facebook in a group, he says, hey, if you've got a product coming out soon, I would love to do a Hangout with you. This is a new technology, and I'll ask you some questions about it, and at the end you could promote your product. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'll try a new way to get my product out there, get my offer out there. And so he says, the only catch is it's got to be through my affiliate link. No problem. So I pop on this Hangout with Zane. I do 95% of the work. He honestly asked me like 4 questions. And then at the end, I plug it through his affiliate link, and guy makes $1,001 in affiliate commissions just from the power of Hangouts, right? Easy from an interview. If you say, Jason, I'm scared to do an interview, I get it. Okay, but reach outside your comfort zone a little bit because it's so easy to do one and you can make so much money from it. Basically, I don't care what the topic is. There's really only 4 questions you need to ask, and the interview only needs to be 10, 15 minutes. You basically say, hey, how is someone who's struggling with blank, what's the quickest, easiest way for them to get over that struggle that they're currently facing, right? Or, that's one question. Another question you ask is something along the lines of, what's the most common mistake you see people make when they attempt to do blank? Okay? Sometimes this is a good question to ask on an interview. You say, if somebody is on a budget or they don't have a lot of time, what's their approach to blank, right? One of my favorites is this. In the next 12 months, where do you see blank heading, right? Simple stuff, easy stuff, just like that. Do you think you could do that? Do you think that is not asking too much for you to do if it meant you can make a lot of money with this, okay? So you say, that's great, Jason. Maybe I can interview people, or maybe I'm willing to step it up and try, but how can I do it in such a way that I can make money? Now, I gave you one example where Zane interviewed me, and then I did all the work, I sold the product, and I did it through his affiliate link, right? But there's other ways, okay? Here's the 3 main ways. You can do this with your own products, tools, and books. You can do it with affiliate offers where you get a commission, and you can do it with service-based offers. Let me give you an example. Interview people with massive followings and have them plug their own stuff through your affiliate link. We talked about that, right? If you find somebody who has a product already with a huge following on Google+, you interview them and say, is it okay if I promote your product at the end through my affiliate link? That's all I ask. And they'll say yes. Most of them say yes. You can make money that way. Here's an easier way to make money if you want to ease your way into this. You start and you outro any interview. So I could say something like this. I could say, hey, Jason Fladlien here from producteclass.com. The great method for creating these information products that you can make a bundle on, and doing so in 2 hours or less. Anyway, on this interview today, I have Lon Naylor with me. Lon, how are you? Yada, yada, yada. Interview, right? Then at the end, I can say, Lon, thank you for doing this interview with me. I really appreciate it. And this is Jason Fladlien from producteclass.com, the only place in the world where you can learn how to create awesome, high-quality information products in 2 hours or less and make a boatload of it. Thank you for watching this interview. I'll see you soon, right? What do we call that? That's an elevator pitch, right? So all we have to do is, if we're interviewing anybody, if we just do an intro and an outro where we plug our website with like a little elevator pitch, can we make money? I know for a fact we can, because we have tested it and we have proven it. Just doing a simple intro and outro is the easiest way to start making money. And that could be, by the way, does it have to be your website? Couldn't it be an affiliate link that you plug at the beginning and the end, right? Hi, this is Jason Fladlien from bestdietreviews.com, where we give you the latest scoop on what isn't working for weight loss. And anyway, I have Lon Naylor with me here today to explain what not to do on a diet. Easy stuff, right? Intro, outro. The third way we can do this is we can use the exposure to build leads, then monetize those leads and follow up. Let me give you one quick example. After the interview is over, you find where that interview is automatically posted on their Google Plus profile that anybody in the world can see, right? And you comment on that. You say, hey, Lon, thank you so much for that interview. If anybody's interested, I can get that interview transcribed and made available, okay? And so when somebody says, I'm interested in that, you say, cool. So here, go here and opt into this email, and I'll let you know when it's done transcribed. I'll email it to you, and I might email you other interviews and other stuff that we're going to do as well, right? You could build a massive email list just from interviewing people with that method, right? Now, why would you want to do that? Well, with an email list, do whatever you want. You can reach these people whenever you want. It's just another way to make money. Remember, this is what's really important. Google Plus skews towards content, which can be a double-edged sword. Generally, the higher quality of content you have, the better it will do on Google Plus. The longer even, we don't even have to go with quality. The longer your content is, the better it will do on Google Plus, which is the opposite of Facebook. Now, that's not all good, though, because content's a double-edged sword. Good content will get you way more leverage, but having to constantly create content is a bottleneck. Here's the solution. Our strategy. 99% of the content we use on Google Plus will be recycled or curated. At first, okay? Only after we start making some good money on Google Plus will we reconsider maybe being more active. But here's all I want. I want you to spend a couple minutes a day, click, 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 building a following that way, throw out and do an interview here and there, and every so often, maybe 10 minutes here, maybe 15 minutes there, right? And in between, you can share content with just a couple minutes a day. It could be your own content that you've already created for your blog, for Facebook, for wherever else, right? Or it could be content that you share. Because you know how YouTube allows you to take almost any video, click a button, and it'll give you this embed code. And you could take that embed code and pretty much paste it anywhere, on your blog, on your website, anywhere basically, right? So you can leverage other people's videos and help you get traffic and make money. I mean, I could go, and Lon makes some awesome videos, right? I could go to Lon's YouTube page, grab any video he's made available for sharing, and I could put it on a website. And I could promote Lon, or I could promote anything, and just use his video, right? Well, you can do the same thing with Google+.
And you know what, Jason? I've actually kind of been diving into that because I'm going along with a lot of these strategies and stuff and testing them out and whatnot. And one of the things that I'm kind of focused on to start with is to recycle my video content, get it out on this whole other platform. And it was funny, Zane and I were talking last night on my coaching call. I looked at my Google Plus page and I have like, I don't know, 976 people that have me in their circles. And I think it's pretty much just due to the fact that I've taken just some of my best stuff on YouTube and ported it over with just that stupid simple click that you're talking about. And now it's engaging in a whole bunch of other communities and a whole bunch of other circles. So
bingo.
We make videos and we put them up on YouTube, and this is just a great platform.
I could take your video, Lon, on YouTube. I could share it on my Google Plus stream. And I could say, Lon is the go-to guy if you want to learn Camtasia. He's also got this great course that I would recommend, affiliate link, right?
Right.
Could I do that?
I think you should.
I think I should. I will. I absolutely will. And what's cool about this, we could share videos, right? By the way, you can share any YouTube video pretty much in Google+. I might show that later. But here's what's really cool. We can find popular, engaging posts that have already been made on Google+. And we can reshare them to our audience with just a couple of clicks. And at the same time, monetizing them? Yes, absolutely. Let me show you. But is it this easy? Is it to find a hot piece of content somebody else created, share it, add your comment, and put a call to action in your comment? So remember when this video took the internet by storm, Jean-Claude Van Damme was on these two like semi-trucks and they were driving backwards perfectly straight, and he does the splits to prove this point. I don't even know what product it was. All I remember is Van Damme and the splits, right? So this guy posts on Google Plus one day this little meme, this image macro. Van Damme does an epic split, but Chuck Norris is driving both trucks, right? And this goes crazy on Google Plus. You can see it right there, 4,724 plus ones, or a thumbs up, or whatever you like to call them, right? 500 comments. Here's what I find interesting: 1,127 reshares. And if you actually click that number, 1,127, it flips it over, flips the card over, so to speak. And then you see this. Share this post. And you can put in whatever you want there. And you can share it with whatever circles you want. So you could type in something like this. Love it. Reminds me of the shirt that I just saw for sale. And then link to a t-shirt. Okay? And if you use something like Teespring, which is all the rage on Facebook right now, everybody's using Teespring to sell T-shirts to niches on Facebook, paying a whole bunch of money for the advertising, competing all damn day long with a million other people, right? We could do that, or we could bring it over to Google Plus and do it for free and have no competition, right? And by the way, if you don't know what Teespring is, you can go in there, create a T-shirt, and you only have to pay out of pocket once you start selling these T-shirts, and you only pay a small percentage of the profit. Right? Now, by the way, that could be your T-shirt. You could post this. It loves me, reminds me of the T-shirt I saw for sale, and link to your own T-shirt or your own product or whatever, and make money with it. Didn't create the content. Know the content is already hot. Know that people liking the content already. I just leveraged that. Already created content. Add a comment in it and monetize it. Not to mention, we can take a comment. Most comments that we create, we could take, copy and embed code for it if you know where to look. And you can paste this on your website, you can paste this on your blog, and various other areas. You can embed Google Plus posts outside of Google Plus. Wouldn't it be cool if you could do that with Facebook? Embed content and stuff from Facebook and just copy and paste this awesome status update you made. And by the way, do you think maybe there's just a little SEO benefit to embedding a post? A Google Plus post on a website and a web property? It's actually a biased amount of SEO benefit as of now. If one of the easiest ways to rank something is to add an embedded post in Google Plus, it will shoot that up in the rankings or it'll get it indexed extremely fast. What about services? Yes. I want you to take a look at this. I went to Google.com the other day and I searched for Iowa City dentist because I'm in the wonderful, thriving metropolis of Iowa City. It's where I live. And these are the Google local results that show up, as they sometimes do. And if you look at the first one, College of Dentistry, right? The second line of that is, their website, dentistry.uiowa.edu. The third link, Google Plus page. Well, that's interesting, okay? But then we look at the second one there, River City Dental Care. And then they have a website. And then the third thing, Google Plus page. What's that? And then all the way down, there's either Google Plus pages or 2 Google reviews, which, by the way, if you click it, guess where it takes you? To a Google Plus page. Now, I got a question for you. What does this look like? Well, 99 out of 100 pages look something similar to this. And that's actually a study that I did. One day while I was watching TV during the commercials, I started randomly typing in different local niches and looking at pages, and I counted them. And I looked for 100 pages, and out of those 100 pages, 99 of them were unclaimed. Because notice when you look at this page, in the bottom left-hand it says, "Is this your business?" ? Manage this page. This is an unclaimed page. What does Google do? Well, Google wants to list every business, even though these businesses aren't listing themselves. So they go out there and they cross-reference data and they kind of throw it in here and they throw up this placeholder page. So you're lucky if the address is even right for this business. You're lucky if the phone number is even up to date. You're lucky if that's even the right website associated with that business, because I've seen all those things be wrong, okay, for Google Plus Local. Question to you. So I got ahead of myself. How many of these local businesses have claimed their Google Plus page? Almost none of them. Okay. Do you think with very little effort you can help them claim and optimize their listing for a worthwhile fee? Oh yeah. I have clients that charge $500 a month to maintain and optimize somebody's Google Plus page. You're actually at a huge advantage since you know Lon. If you follow what Lon teaches in creating these really cool videos, businesses go nuts when you take a Google Plus page and you just add a couple videos to it. Add a couple videos to it, throw in a couple reviews. You can bring in reviews from third-party sources that have already been out there for this business. You can add photos of the business, hours of operations, directions, just simple stuff like that. And charge businesses a lot or a little or in between. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever you feel you can get and whatever you feel your time's worth. Here's another strategy for you. dust off the dust on your yellow pages and open them up and go to the real estate section, okay? And look up every real estate agent in your local area. At least 1 out of every 2 of them will have a Google Plus account. With real estate agents, it's actually more than 1 and 2. Now here's what you do. Since you have their name, you look up Google Plus, and when you find them, you circle them, okay? To say that some of these real estate agents would circle you back is an understatement. Almost every single one of them will circle you back. Why? Because they hope that you're looking for a house and they want to sell you a house and make a commission, right? So a large amount of them will circle you back. Now here's what's really cool. Once you have a whole circle of real estate agents following you, right, you can just send messages specifically to them, share messages. You could find other marketing content that's already being shared on Google Plus, and you could say, we do that for real estate agents. If you'd like me to do that for you, just let me know, right? Or you could see something in the that you could see something posted on Google Plus, and you could comment on it, and you could say, hey, we also provide this service for real estate agents. I don't know why none of them ever contact me hardly, because we don't charge as much as you think we should. I don't know. If you're interested, contact me. Nice.
I love the idea, though, because this is kind of going out as kind of popular right now in my circles here, and that is creating these short little videos for local marketers using really simple tools like Powtoon, which is what I made the registration video with, and we're going to be putting together some templates and stuff like that, so it's going to be pretty sweet.
That's awesome. Because, yeah, you share this with these agents that say, you know, we do this stuff for real estate agents. And, by the way, you could put in chiropractors. All you got to do is change one word and point that to your chiropractor circles. You could do this for dentists, change one word and point it to your dentist circles. So you get that message to market match. Really easy. And then you say, oh, yeah, we do this. I don't know if you'd be interested in, you know, getting more customers. I don't know if you'd be interested in actually claiming your Google Plus page, which right now looks horrible, right? But if you are, contact us. And so these are just some examples. And it's really easy. All you got to do is get them to follow you. And then when they follow you, as I just described, you share stuff or reshare stuff or recycle stuff you've already created elsewhere. And you say, oh, we do that. If interested, contact me. Now, you're not a salesperson running and chasing them down. They're coming to you, already interested to do business with you. You don't even have to be good at sales to close deals like that. Other Google Plus gold mines, events. With one click, someone can add your upcoming event to their Google Calendar. So there's a massive, huge, big ticket launch going on right now. And just today, he sends out an email, and he has you go to a page for a Google event. So I flip this over to Zane Miller. I say, Zane, check this out. First of all, we can see every single person that's signing up for this event that says yes, or even says maybe, right? And if anybody says yes, or even if they say maybe, it adds that to their Google Calendar. So with one click, if you say, yes, I'm going to this event, or I might be going to this event, boom, it's now on your calendar. And it's now going to remind you. Do you suppose people, when they get on Google Calendar, they get a little bit of a good marketing space in somebody's attention, right? Doesn't that get somebody's attention when when they get on your calendar? Okay. Now, what I really like, and this is what I was mentioning to Zane, I go, here's all these people who everybody's promoting this one course to, and I can see every single person, every single Google Plus profile who's going to this event or maybe going to this event, right? Couldn't we target those people and promote stuff to them as well? As long as we do it in the right approach, we're not spammy, we're not trying to trick anybody or anything like that, but we're just saying, oh, here's a huge event with people already curated specifically to be interested in one thing. So if we started friending these people, circling them, and then offering similar events, wouldn't that make sense? Because wouldn't these people be interested in this? Maybe they would attend. Then we get on their calendars. And then we promote from the calendar and make money that way, right? Google Plus authorship. You know the whole duplicate content issues? Oh, my God, get the duplicate content, penalty contents. It won't show up on Google anymore. Well, if you're the author, you'll never worry about this issue anymore. If you're the original source of the content, you'll never be penalized for duplicate content, and you'll always be the top because you're the original source. The only way you can claim authorship is through Google, okay? Specifically, Google Plus. It's called Google Plus authorships. Other Google Plus gold mines, AutoAwesome. So remember earlier when I said images are the most done thing on any social network site? Well, Google is amazing at what it does for your images. If you enable Auto Awesome, which you do with one click, it automatically improves your images and your photos, and even better, it allows you to create these things called animated GIFs. They're like videos, only they don't require a video player, and there's no sound to them. But they can be, anybody can view a GIF, right? And the animated GIFs are awesome because they get more attention than anything on social media. The only problem is you post an animated GIF on Facebook, they de-animate it. And there is no animated GIFs. You post an animated GIF anywhere else pretty much, and it's dead. Not on Google+. And there's some interesting marketing opportunities purely with just animated GIFs. The best is really yet to come. You've seen the explosions of Hangouts, right? Well, that's still in its infancy and it's gaining steam. But what else has just been implemented recently or is coming down the pipeline soon? Well, YouTube comments. I love this one. In order to post comments on YouTube videos now, you must do so through a Google+ account. So guess what happened to Zane and I when they made this change? Both of our YouTube presence went up, meaning we got more subscribers and more viewers of our YouTube videos, and our Google+ followers went up without doing a single thing. I love it, okay? Google+ Direct. Do you know about this? If you have a Google+ page, you can qualify, potentially, at least, for Google+ Direct. So if you do a search for Marvel in the search engines, in the right-hand side, and instead of having a whole bunch of AdWords ads, there's this one big giant thing that says this many people are following this page on Google+, and you can click a button and follow it right from the search results in Google. It gives you some about information about that company, and it even shows you a recent post. Google+ Direct. Only way you can benefit from it is if you know how to use Google+ correctly. Helpouts. So there was just a big launch in internet marketing about how to make money with helpouts. It's funny because we've known about this for a long time. But you can do this and you can sell it by the minute. $1 per minute. You can offer advice in a variety of different categories or help in a variety of different categories. If you know how to do the stuff that Lon does with video, you can make a killing just on helpouts alone, charging $1 a minute, the $60 an hour. I mean, now personally I make a lot more than that these days, but there was many, many, many years for $60 an hour would have made me tickled pink, just happy as a clam, right? Now here's what's also cool. You can do help outs for free and use that as lead generation and then sell them higher ticket services on the back end of that. Google Glass. It hasn't been officially stated yet. However, I'm pretty sure. I'd bet a dime to a dollar. You having the dime, me putting up the dollar. There's going to be some integration between Google+, Google Glasses. Here's the point. Unlike any other social media platform, Google+ was built to extend beyond the normal confines of social media. So it doesn't have to be self-contained. When we do the work once on Google+, if we do it right, we go all over the place. Extended reach, Google authorship and author rank, which we didn't talk about today, takes us beyond social media and into the search results. Direct Connect allows us to dominate the first page of our keyword with zero SEO. With Hangouts, we reap the benefits of both Google+ and YouTube at the same time. With events, we show up in calendars. With circles, we show up in Gmail. The reality, every single day Google+ continues to be woven into more and more of Google's other products, as well as integrated from the ground up with new products that Google is currently working on. Combine that with the fact that Google+ has yet to be saturated, unlike other web properties that are out there, and you have a golden opportunity to profit. I would love to help you with that opportunity. Now, for the last 6+ months now, it's going on closer to 9 months, the foremost expert that I know of on the planet for Google+ is a guy named Zane Miller. We've referenced him a few times throughout this training today. Well, Zane and I have been working on a premium end-all training to help you dominate Google+ for more leads, sales, profits, and exposure. Everything I taught you today, I learned from Zane Miller. Anything that I've ever done that's been successful on Google+ has came directly from working with Zane on this. So it is with great pleasure that I'm finally able to introduce to you the culmination of that work with this little training program that we call Plus Method. Now, Plus Method is a 8-module course that contains both videos and the transcripts to those videos. We also have some really interesting, cool bonuses that you can get for a limited time with a great discount, the only catch being that it's a limited time. So you have to sign up fast enough to get everything. Let me first break down what you get in this course as well as the bonuses, and then I'll tell you where to go to get your hands on this. Module 1, we talk about why Google+ and why our approach specifically. It's important that you know these things before you do anything with Google Plus to make sure you do it correctly. We also break down a plan to help you get the most out of the course. Don't you hate it when you buy a course and then they just throw everything at you? So the first thing we do is we say, this is how you are going to go through this course and get the most out of it and help you create a plan with Module 1. Module 2, growing your Google Plus circles. How to get 100 new targeted responsive followers in your niche in 48 hours or less with just a few clicks of a button. Where to find the best shared circles and how to use them to earn profits. A slick way of getting yourself added to popular circles that people are already sharing. Module 3, mastering the Google Plus stream. How to share things that result in making you money, why you'll be creating almost zero content for your stream using the power of magic resharing instead, what ripples are, which we didn't talk about today, what ripples are and why they hold the hidden key to massive social media profits. Module 4, Google Plus Communities Blueprint. How to use both private and public communities to build a hyperactive tribe of followers eager to buy from you or through you. How to siphon off members of other existing communities to build your own in record time. Module 5, Profiting with Google Plus Events. A simple way to combine events with Hangouts to get ridiculous traffic. How to leverage other people's past events to grow your targeted circles almost effortlessly. Module 6, Google Plus Page Secrets. Why every single internet marketer should have at least one Google Plus page per website. Otherwise, say goodbye to easy money. The key difference between a Google Plus profile and a page and the startling implications of both. Module 7, Google Plus Local Profits, the simple stuff most local business owners would kill to get their hands on. So if you're a local business owner yourself or you would like to be a consultant or are already a consultant, you can't afford to miss this. Finally, Module 8, the big picture, how to tie it all together and exactly what you should do and when you should do it. Now all of this, each of these 8 modules are already waiting for you in the members area. So when you sign up today, you can instantly get your hands on the full training. What's your investment? Well, getting 100 new leads every 48 hours would easily be worth thousands of dollars to you. It surely is to us. And that's why the public price where we offer this every single day for $499.95 is a good deal. However, what's the special limited time offer that you can get? Is it $199.95? Actually, yes, that was the original plan. Then at the last minute, I did something crazy. If you act fast enough, before it expires, which is in the near future, you can get everything that I just discussed with you, Google Plus wise, for one single investment of only $99.95. It's almost criminally low, the price compared to the value that you're getting today. Yes, just not multiple payments, one single investment of just $99.95 when you go to plusmethod.com/lawn, as in lawn Naylor. Now this risk-free investment also comes with some additional goodies. Here's some special bonuses you'll get if you sign up fast enough. Bonus number 1, how to set up and optimize your Google Plus profile. Bonus number 2, how to get a personalized vanity URL for your profile and your Google Plus pages. Bonus number 3, 2 recorded question and answer webinars with Zane Miller himself. Okay? In addition, bonus number 4, creating content for your streams. 7 different videos on all the ways you can easily leverage content on Google Plus. Also, how to embed Google Plus content on your own websites. Bonus number 5, my favorite bonus. Here's a case study, affiliate marketing case study of how Zane used Google Plus to net profit almost $10,000 from a single affiliate promotion, meaning almost $10,000 in his pocket. That's bonus number 5. Now, I've saved the best for last. When you sign up today, you'll also get access to our special private Plus Method Google Plus community. Zane Miller is in there practically every day sharing the latest and greatest stuff, and there's a ton of savvy Plus Method customers in there already networking and helping each other out and sharing things with each other. Now, what's your risk when you sign up today? Well, when you invest your single payment of just $99.95, you are also protected by a 30-day guarantee. And it goes like this. For any reason or none at all, if you want your money back, just contact us at support, and within 30 days of your investment, you'll get it back, okay? Seriously, no risk whatsoever. So as long as it's within 30 days of your investment today, you don't even have to tell me why you want your money back. Just ask for it, and I'll give it to you. I only am happy if you're happy. Now, when you do sign up, get this. You don't just get the course and all the bonuses and the community for a single payment of $99.95. You also get world class support. So the latest stats I had available to me were from November of 2013 from our shopping cart. Incredible statistics. Let me just share with you. We average about 2,714 tickets a month. Some months more, some months less, right? So in this month, that's what we hit. And in one instance, it's a lot of tickets, but here's why. We encourage you, for any little reason or any big reason or any reason whatsoever, if you think you might need some support on something, please write us in and ask us, okay? I have several wonderful people that I pay good money, and they're trained very well to be there just for you, to support you. And we also make it easy for you to get support from us for any reason whatsoever, right? Now, our average first-time response to a ticket, so the average response is 1.1 hours, which is incredible on its own, especially when you consider that's 24/7 around-the-clock support for that metric, okay? During business hours, we're talking minutes. But whether it's 2 a.m. on Sunday or 2 p.m. on Friday, the average response time is 1 hour, 1.1 hours specifically, okay? We never had a ticket in 2013 go over 24 hours without getting a response. So you get the best of the best. When you sign up, you get the best training. You get all these 8 core modules. You get the best bonuses, the 5 bonuses that I mentioned. You get access to the best private community related to Google+, which is the Plus Method community, right, just for customers. You also get the guarantee, which is backed by the best support in the industry when you go to plusmethod.com/lawn. Now, here's what's interesting, and this is what's great about having the community, too. Google Plus is rapidly expanding on what is capable to do with the system. And if you don't stay in the loop, you're going to get left out. So when stuff like this happens, we share this with you in the community. So you're always abreast of the latest stuff going on in Google+. So just recently this happened. Gmail update. Reach more people than you know. Ever want to email someone you know but haven't yet exchanged email addresses? Well, starting this week, when you're composing a new email, Gmail will suggest your Google+ connections as recipients, even if you haven't exchanged email addresses yet. So how it works with email addresses, email Google+ connection works a bit differently. You protect their thing, but basically you don't get their email address, but you can email them. Isn't that crazy? So the first time I ever met Lon was at an event in Minnesota several years ago. And we never exchanged email addresses. I don't know why. But back then I could have went through some effort and work to contact him. But now, boom, contact him right there, right in Gmail. Crazy, huh? So sign up now. Get the 8 core modules, get the 5 bonuses, get access to our private customer-only Google+ community for Plus Method, and you're backed and protected by the best support in the industry, plus the risk-free, no questions asked, 30-day money-back guarantee, plusmethod.com/lawn. Lon, I would love for you to weigh in on what you've recently been doing with Zane around Google+ and what your thoughts are on something like this.
I would love to weigh in upon that. And I'm going to go ahead and add another bonus for everybody that goes ahead and takes advantage of this offer in this link, because I'd love to do such a thing. Zane and I have hooked up, and as all of my folks that are here know, that I basically focus on creating great video content, both for sales and marketing, for relationship building, all that kind of stuff. And clearly, this is one of those platforms that I think is really great for expanding our reach and getting more eyeballs and things like that. So I've been going through the course, and I always go through a course if I'm going to recommend it. That's the predominant strategy that I use. I got to love it, and this is really good content. And what I'm doing with Zane is we're going to offer an additional webinar where I have this laundry list of video-specific things that I want to pick his brain about, and we're going to add those into our strengths and our strategies as video creators. So it's going to be kind of a focused bit of content that's going to, add some extra value right away, because it's going to be the top of mind things that for what I do, I'm going through this and I'm looking at it and I'm saying, oh, you know what, I need to do this with my videos to incorporate it into this great strategic platform. So Zane and I will get that scheduled up post haste, and anybody that goes ahead and orders I'm going to send out a link with the replay as soon as possible here, and I'll have details on how they can go ahead and snag that bonus as well. And you know what, beyond that, like I say, I have kind of this laundry list of things that I'm thinking about strategically for using this for, and I've been slowly hacking away at various things, and I mentioned earlier that, man, you know, all of a sudden people are just like showing up, or I'm showing up in their circles, and I've created a couple of communities and just kind of put the word out there. And it's surprising to me that just in a very short period of time, without really doing anything, people are just kind of getting in there. And some of the tips and tricks that I've found really useful in the course are using hashtags and the extended circles thing. It's crazy how it just kind of gets out there. I don't know if anyone else kind of has wrestled with this before, but you know, you get on Facebook or Twitter and you try to get followers and this and that, and you post stuff, and you know, I don't know, nothing really seems to happen. You get a few people here and there and stuff like that, and unless you're kind of wildly popular or it gets reshared a lot or a lot of likes or whatever, it seems to me, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but on Google Plus, a lot of it just kind of seems to happen a lot more in the background. Is that kind of what you're seeing?
You don't really see it because it just happens in the background, but you definitely do get results that you don't even realize you're getting until they show up, if that makes sense. That wasn't a good answer to your question, but what I mean to say, well, let me try that again. You will do things expecting just X, and then you'll be pleasantly surprised when X, Y, and Z happen, right? So like when Google Plus was added to YouTube and those comments took over, all of a sudden these people started coming through the woodwork of both my YouTube videos and my Google Plus comments. But separately, I wasn't getting that commingling in the same way, right? So I was like, wow, I did nothing, but this already happened. When Gmail was integrated with the people in your circles and it started sending them emails as well, people were getting notifications and replying back to me via email when I never even emailed them. I send them a circle, but they replied back via email, and I got their attention that way. Now, did it show up in my email? It did, but I saw it on my Google Plus stream, and that's where I got the notice and the traction. My favorite thing, Lon, and we didn't even talk about this today, but Google Plus is now blending their search results based on what people have viewed. Google itself is blending its search results. So, you know, retargeting, how it's all the rage. Like if I visit your website and there's a tracking pixel on there, if I go to Facebook, you can send me just an ad that basically says, hey, Jason, I know you're on my website, but you didn't buy, so here's 10% off, right?
Right.
Well, Google, the search itself, the results of Google's search results are now starting to be almost retargeting. If Google sees that you are on Google Plus looking at certain things, they will re-show those things that you looked at if you start typing in relevant search terms in Google itself. So if Lon was looking at certain things like weight loss and he was connected to me and I share something related to weight loss on my Google Plus stream, that very well might show up at the first page of Google if Lon goes over there and types in weight loss. Because he's been looking for that stuff on Google Plus and he's interacted with me personally, I'm now blended into the first page of the results. Isn't that crazy?
That is insane.
That's where it's all headed. Google is becoming much more personalized in how it's showing its search results. Less robotic, less about building backlinks and all that crazy goofy stuff, and more about social interaction. And the first way that they're doing that is analyzing the behavior on Google Plus and kind of amalgamating that with the search results on Google. The only thing is right now, it's not really scientific yet. But what do you think? You think they're going to get that down to a science here pretty soon? So right now, sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get the benefit, sometimes you don't get the benefit, right? But in any situation, I would rather be the guy who has the potential to get the benefit than the person who's doing nothing on Google Plus and losing out on all that benefit. So that's just some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that you don't even know what's going on. But when you get all this extra exposure and you're like, what the heck happened to do that? That's an example, one of many examples. Right. So I'm glad you brought that up, Lon.
Right, and the other big thing that kind of excites me about this just has to do with Google itself, and it goes back to my history. You know, I've been in the computer industry for 35 years, and I was a senior engineer at Microsoft during the decade of the 90s. Okay, and here's something that strikes me is that right now you have Facebook, the 800-pound gorilla, but you have this Google thing, right? And I was there when we launched Office, right? And Windows. Okay, so we were up against competitors like WordPerfect, Lotus, and when we came on the scene with those kinds of products, people said, oh, well, Lotus, you'll never take over, Lotus 1, 2, 3. And what happened? We crushed them, right? We destroyed them. I don't even know if the company even exists anymore. The same with any number of areas there. And the reason we did that was, or the way that came about was we offered, more functions, more features, and it just indicates to me that people need to be aware strategically that things can change in a hurry. And that's kind of one of the things I explained in my registration video. You have got to pay attention to what's going on out there and be ready to pull the switch and to see what has that potential. Okay, and I think this is just absolutely one of those things. Google is one of those companies, like Microsoft in the 90s. They're doing some serious stuff, and they're going to make a serious impact. So that's kind of my big thing about it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Lon. By the way, thank you for that bonus. We can definitely figure out a way to get that, so make sure everybody gets access to that when it's available.
Yeah, you bet. I was just looking through the questions here, and let me see. I don't know. I see that Zane's been answering a few. Zane, do you see that we have any that might be applicable for Jason before he has to bail on us here? Jason has a strict bedtime of 7.
Have a curfew tonight, right?
He's curfew.
14 more minutes, I'm allowed to be here.
He used to party at all hours, but I see Christelia asks, how can I use this to promote my coaching business?
It's a great question. What's the niche you're in? Is it Priscilla? Is that how you say the name?
I think so. That's kind of what I'm getting out of the spelling. I hope I'm not botching that up too bad.
Yeah, Priscilla, if you could weigh in, tell me what niche that you do coaching in.
Christelia.
Christelia, okay.
In health.
Health, okay. Oh, that was too easy. We'll do it anyway. So you should see on my screen right now, we're in Google Plus, right? Do you see that, Lon?
Roger that.
Okay, so if we do something, and if we could be more specific with health, that would be great too, but let's just start with health, right? And I can do a search for health. Now, this is one of the many, many, many different ways that we can use Google Plus to help us get into any niche. And I can go to communities, and we can find, so here's healthy living. I don't know if that would be worthwhile to investigate in. But there's 62,000 members in there. And I click on healthy living, right? And then I click on these members, as we were talking about earlier. And then I specifically filter just for moderators. And there's 8 of them in this case. And so here's what I do. I start looking at the first one. And I say, Beauty's a moderator. This is a page. Look at this. 285,000 people have +1 this page. So when this page shares something, a lot of people see it. Look at this. 17 reshares, 104 people plus this, right? Now here's what's interesting about this page. Lon, do you see them doing Hangouts on this page at all?
Not so much.
Not so much. So, by the way, there's an animated GIF for you. Don't you think there's some power with the right marketing approach of how to use that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can make those in Camtasia, too.
And then we could even share this, and we could type whatever we want and share it with whatever audience that we want, monetize that. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So this is a person that if we were able to do a hangout live on air with this person, we could reach up to 285,000 people. And that's just one person. Let's go with a profile. So this is a profile. So this guy only has 186 people in a circle. So I may probably not do anything with him. But that's all we do. What we do is we go through these and we look. And this isn't all we do. There's a lot of different techniques that we teach. This is just an easy one that I can show. So this is somebody, Deborah, with 13,000 people in her circles. Okay, 24 +1s, 2 reshares on our last post. Is Deborah doing Hangouts? Nope. We could say hi to Deborah very easily, right? But this is an opportunity that we could simultaneously. Now here's what becomes very interesting. Because I could look at her website, which she says right up here, worksathealtheverlasting.com, and I could actually approach her and say, hey, Deborah, I noticed you're not doing Hangouts. If you'd like to, I could show you how you could do that to leverage and help promote your website more often. If you'd like to pop on a Hangout with me, a private one, I can break that down for you. And then you can work out a deal with her, and you can guarantee get exposure from her very simply, just by being helpful to her. And that's 13,000 people that you would all of a sudden automatically start being in front of, right? Pretty crazy, huh? So that's just one way of many, by the way, that you could get into a niche like health and promote your coaching. And coaching is actually easier to sell than a lot of things because it's already personal on Google+. So to take you from a personal free relationship to a personal paid relationship is very simple to do.
Great. Let's see. I see that Zane's been kind of answering all the questions here. One was, can a page be the owner of a community? Yes, a page can do everything a profile can do.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. Are all Google Hangouts live or are any pre-recorded? And
there's a difference between a private hangout and a hangout on air, and there's reasons when you do one and there's reasons when you would do the other. So if Lon and I were going to come up with an evil scheme to take over the world, we'd do that on a private hangout so you wouldn't be able to see it. And they're not recorded either, unless Zane can correct me, unless Google has updated that recently. Last I knew, they were not recorded. Now, a public hangout, not only is it automatically recorded and you can't stop it from being recorded, but it's automatically broadcasted as soon as you do the hangouts.
right. That's how we would implement the evil plan to take over the world.
Right. That's the implementation of it.
Does the program teach how to set up and do Hangouts? Asked Richard.
Zane, can you weigh in on that? Can you explain what we cover related to that?
Yeah, so, well, since there's so much that we can discuss and go over in Google+, it doesn't focus on Hangouts, but it does teach you how to get through it, and we also discuss it quite a bit in the community. So.
Yeah, so you will learn how to set up a Hangout and run one. If you want super duper advanced Hangout monetization strategies, we also offer a course called Tube Method that you can grab your hands on. That Will just sent me a text message letting me know that it is an upsell that people can buy. So it's at a special offer. So if you want to go crazy in depth with all things YouTube and all things Hangout related, you can grab that on the upsell.
I didn't know that. I actually have both programs, and I've promoted both before. Tube Method is also awesome, just FYI. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and yeah, Lon knows because Lon has he has promoted in the past Tube Method. So yeah, that's an upsell at a special rate. That's normally not available to the public if you want to take it. Obviously, you don't have to; it's not required, but it's something you should look at least. You also, when you buy Plus Method, you get the ability to come to our Plus Method private community, of which there's 444 members right now. It really pains me actually because we've had about 1,200 or 1,300 people, last I checked, who have signed up for this course, and we've barely put this course out to the public. It's been very well received. But why is it only 33% of people who've invested have joined the community? It beats me, but don't be one of those people who don't join. When you sign up in the members area, there's very clear, very easy, very simple instructions on how to get access to this private community. We have to verify you're a purchaser, of course, and then we'll add you in here. And here's why you want to be in here. Because first of all, every single thing that's in a module has its own topic in the community. So you can specifically, if you have any questions or want to share anything related to a module, you can post that right here. So here's something shared on January 27th where somebody's asking for something as a question. And in this case before Zane could even get to this, Austin started helping, right? Austin is Zane's cousin. And so they're in there helping. Zane's in there giving feedback. There's also, if you just want to look at all posts, there is the latest post right here. So here was a post that was posted just not that long ago, right? 14 minutes ago, at least according to my clock. And somebody's asking for a question, and somebody's already responding back to them. giving them clarification and helping them. Zane's in there very actively as well. And so just make sure you become part of the private Plus Method community when you sign up at plusmethod.com/lawn.
And by the way, I'm going to be hip deep in there too, seeing how I can help folks with whatever it is I can help with. So
excellent.
Yeah, I love communities like that.
Yeah, and it's, by the way, it's a really easy way to get people circling you and following you on Google Plus, is to be part of communities. We talk about that more in depth related to like a public community strategy. So say the owner of a community that has like 200,000 people is on Google Plus, and I do a hangout with him. I can go into his community when I'm done and say, "Hey, Lon, thanks for doing that hangout with me. I really appreciate that." And just put a link to the hangout that we just did, right?
Right.
And guess what? Now I have exposure without spamming his community, right? Now I have exposure to 100 and some thousand people in his community, of which a significant amount of them will start circling me and following me without me doing anything more than re-leveraging that content that I was already using to get exposure to just his personal audience. Not to speak of the community, but maybe I'm giving too much away. All the good stuff is at plusmethod.com/lawn, where we break this stuff down.
And really quick, I wanted to say about the community is that there are so many people here ready to contribute, and that's great. But I also wanted to show people as they go through the course that this is a private community that you can just kind of get used to Google Plus, because it is different than what you're used to seeing, and it's just nice to know that you can talk and chat and not have any negative public ramifications, because you're in a friendly group that no one can see.
Good point. So, gentlemen, I'm going to bail out here just like 2 or 3 minutes ahead of schedule here so I can get ready for the kids. I promised a little girl that I'd help her with a pottery wheel tonight, and so they're waiting on me. If Lon, Zane, if you guys want to stick around and answer questions, or if we pretty much summed it up right now, that's cool with me. I just want to make sure everybody knows to go to plusmethod.com/Lon and get in before the offer expires. And I really, really appreciate you, Lon, being able to extend this opportunity for me to come on and do some training today.
That's fantastic. I always like hanging out with you. I always learn a ton, and your stuff is, and your partners are the best. And I thank you very much. So go get after that wheel.
There's a couple more technical questions that if you want to dig into, I don't mind chatting about it if you want to stick around.
Yeah, we can stick around for a couple minutes. What the heck?
Okay. So Chris is asking if you do a live hangout on air, can you remove it from YouTube if you don't like how it turned out? And absolutely, you can easily go into your video manager and just delete it once it's finished, and then it'll go away and no one will see it again.
Because that can happen.
Yeah, no, I've done that plenty of times. I'm like, ooh, no, thank goodness no one saw that.
Oh, no. The other thing you could do there is, if it just kind of messed up or you just didn't really like it, you can always download it because you're the owner and pull it into an editor like Camtasia and make it shine and then put it back up. Now, it might not have the same. Let me ask you this, Zane. Would it have the same juice as the Hangout version of it? Because you're uploading essentially a new video. Not that it would matter that much, but
but see, that's the thing, is that the Hangout is more beneficial because of the nature of it is so interactive, right? It's very easy to make comments. It's very easy to like. It's very easy to do all those things, and that's the thing that YouTube and Google like when it comes to ranking. So you would technically lose that, but if the content is still just as interesting, people are still going to comment, like, share, those kinds of things. So you could delete one and then just promote the other. That would still have the same amount of juice. So you have more potential with the Hangout, but it's not the end of the world. You can still use the raw content, which is truly the more important part.
Right, and salvage that piece of digital content. What if you set it to like unlisted or something?
See, yeah, that was the next thing I was going to say. You could also switch it to unlisted, and then you could also use the editor that the YouTube channel has, and just use it as a piece of, oh yeah, here's the part that I really like. So then you're stitching the two together. But essentially, that's the same thing as downloading the video as well. I personally, I used to download and delete download or delete. Now I just move them to unlisted because you never know when you're going to need them again, or when you could download them. Just because you move the privacy setting to unlisted doesn't mean that you can't download it. You can still download it and use it for something else if inspiration hits you.
Right. Use it as an outtake reel or something. I would
I
slice
like
that
that
thing up and just make a spoof video out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, I do that on like my webinar recordings and stuff. That just didn't go very well. I will snip those little things out and then put them in what's called, I don't know what you call them, but I call them an end card. And I think my buddy James Wedmore might call them that. But it's just a little...
end card bumper video. I mean, it's a video thing.
A blooper reel, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And people love that kind of stuff. They will sit and watch that blooper video at the end of a YouTube video, where a couple of other things pop up as annotations. Click to watch the next video, click to subscribe. Makes great.
No, I really like that because, yeah, it gives viewers something to look at while they're deciding whether or not they want to subscribe or watch another video or whatever, and it keeps the focus on the video so that their eyes don't wander to the related videos.
Right. Plus, anytime someone's smiling, you have a better chance of maybe having them interact.
Oh, right, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just thinking out loud. What else you got there? Here's one. Does Google Plus and Twitter interact well together?
Google Plus and Twitter. You know what? I think honestly, as far as content goes, I think they're polar opposites because Twitter is you only have 140 characters, and Google Plus is like, would you like to write a blog post? Here's how you can change some of the fonts. So I assume that they would work well together. I know that you can embed any Google Plus post on your blog or website in a similar way that Twitter can.
Right.
I've just never put any thought into how they would interact.
Yeah. Plus, on YouTube, you can also, I think there's a Twitter link, isn't there, for YouTube? I don't use Twitter very much.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't use Twitter that much either. My one thing that I do is YouTube and stuff. So.
Yeah.
But no, let me check real quick because I know YouTube. Yeah, they've got a Twitter, a share to Twitter on YouTube.
Yeah, I thought
simple.
So.
Yeah,
probably a good thing to do. I don't know. Anyhow.
Okay. So he's asking for driving traffic. I haven't pushed traffic from Twitter to Google Plus, so I'm sure it's possible because you have maybe something would be to that effect. You say something on Twitter and you say there will be some more on Google Plus. Go check out my Google Plus profile or page or whatever it is.
Right, and you create the vanity link thing.
Yeah.
Sure. It's all good. It's all connected.
Yeah.
Looks like Bill Blake has a question. Does Google Plus preclude membership pages? I.e., can you have a membership site and use Google Plus to refer people to your membership site?
No, that's actually a really interesting question. I do discuss this in Plus Method, but there are different security settings for the communities themselves. Right, so you can a public community posts in a public community can be seen on the search engine, so that can actually help get people into your community. And then like a private community, you can have like the community can be found, but you have to ask to join the community. So that's another way you're getting more people. Right now, what the Plus Method community I have are just for buyers. It's specifically an invite only. Right, so you can use Google Plus and communities as not necessarily as a replacement for a membership site because you have far more control in a membership site. But it is a great way, Bill, like you're talking about, to attract people, start a conversation, and then say, okay, check this out. I got this awesome membership site.
One of the great ideas that you have that I saw on the Plus Method private site is that you categorize each of the modules. And I think that's a model. We're creating a community for some of our products, and our stuff is all broken into modules and things like that. But being able to just kind of, oh, Camtasia editing, yeah, that's kind of what I want to know about, and have it filter those and, you know, target it a little bit more. I think that's an awesome idea.
Hey, thanks. I wish I could take credit for it. It was actually the support structure in Rapid Crush. They're like, okay, this is how the modules are laid out. Then this is how we're going to lay it out in the community. But it has been fantastic. It's like a browse feature. It's a la carte / buffet. Like, I'm just going to take one little piece at a time, and you get a very, very great, very active community from it too. So thank you.
You know, well, here's the other thing is that we use Facebook right now. We have a private Facebook group for our screencast coaching folks as a bonus. And, oh, gosh, it just, you know, sometimes it just gets to be a little, you know, much, or you can't find, like, anything specific. Here's what I would love. One of the things I do in that Facebook group is people can post their videos, and I will critique them, you know, and give them ideas and suggestions for improvements. Well, I got to find them, you know, and sometimes it's not just that easy. What if we had a Google Plus community where one of the categories was, this is where videos to be critiqued go. Don't put it in here, and you might not get your stuff, kind of a thing. But I could just, like, go there and boom, then here's all the stuff I need to have. But on the Facebook group, you know, we have all the other conversations and stuff going on, and you scroll and you scroll, and you get to a certain point and you go, well, I think I might have seen everything or caught everything. So
yeah, my finger hurts because I'm doing so much scrolling.
I know, right? Cool.
Yeah, no, the categories are the best, because then if people start throwing in, like, if you get a particularly active community like the Plus Method community, you can get a lot of people just throwing into, like, general categories. And, you know, as the owner and moderator, I take pride in this, so I, you know, keep it organized and clean. Just by moving things. Like, so you can't see my screen, but as the moderator, yes, you can just hover your mouse over the wherever they posted it, and then it gives you a drop-down menu, and then you can say, no, move this post over into this category.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. I love it.
Well, I think on that note, I think most of the questions are in, and we'll go ahead and call it a night. If everyone wants to go ahead and check this out, thanks for attending. And I hope you all learned something, or at least got you thinking, or at least brought you up to speed a little bit on something that you might not have known about before, something to kind of mull over. As it moves forward into 2014 here and beyond, like I say, I would not discount the Google, right? So this is one of the reasons why I kind of focusing on it and pulling in the top guns on the deal here. So Zane, thanks for hanging out with us, and thanks. We'll get a webinar going together, and we'll get some specific topics, and it'll be an awesome, awesome thing. Probably even put it inside the Plus Method when you're done if you like it. But
I dig it.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, guys, thanks everybody, and we'll see you all next time.